Hello and good evening. Today I'm sitting here with my good old friend and colleague Aaron Frost. Hi, Aaron.
Hey, how you doing, Manfred?
Cannot complain, and you?
Yeah, same. It's busy, busy.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, and we have a good reason for this recording.
Yeah.
Namely, we as Angular architects do a lot of consulting and trainings. We are working together with our companies or with our customers to hunt down issues. But sometimes our customers need a bit more, like implementing this huge part of an application. And for this, we are teaming up with people around the world and companies around the world. And our newest partner, also our largest partner, and the only partner in the US is Frosty with HeroDevs. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's why the idea is to tell you a bit about what HeroDev provides to their customers. So, Aaron, what do you think? What does HeroDevs provide?
Yeah, so let me start by saying I don't know if there's another organization more well respected in these architectural communities than the Angular Architects.
Oh,
And
that's
what
nice.
you and your team provide for the community is so invaluable. And um, whether it's a blog or an in-person training or the dozens of great talks you've given at conferences over the years. I consider it a huge honor that someone like Angular Architects would partner with us, and we take it really seriously. So I'll start with saying that Hero Devs is it's a consulting team, but we have two main lines of business. So our first business is we do giant consulting for big enterprises. Our second line of business is we sell enterprise support for some of the biggest open source libraries in the world that have reached their end of life moments. If I can talk about those two for a little bit, I'd love to. So we work with big enterprise customers on both of those. And so for consulting, we work with mostly tech companies and financial tech companies. So a short list of our customers are Capital One, GE Capital, T-Mobile, Santander, Microsoft, Google, and a handful of other big name customers who they have to have a team that's competent to help guide their entire organization. And so our consulting team ends up doing some of the more difficult implementations and consulting that there is in the industry, something like what your team would architect and design for them. Um, we come in and we help lay those tracks down for those big companies. So that's what our consulting team looks like.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah,
And can
yeah.
you give us some examples for the projects you do there?
Yeah, so a lot of our focus is around modernization of frameworks. So getting things upgraded, and modernization can be like a migration from an older version of like Angular JS to a later version of Angular or React. Another version of modernization could be like moving from some sort of deprecated build into a monorepo. Another version of modernization could be breaking out a giant monolith app into micro front ends and helping implement some more modern patterns so that your team can deploy and grow at different speeds. So those are all examples of modernization products that we come in and help companies with. A couple examples with Capital One, we worked with teams like the Narwhal team, the NX team, and we helped migrate their app from AngularJS to Angular. One of the biggest banks in the world is called Santander. They're from Spain. They have a giant app that is very important to them. It's their flagship product here in the US. And our team is working to migrate that to the latest versions of Angular. Um, and other teams like Experian, we've worked with them to build a giant mono repo micro front end framework so that their teams can grow and deploy across different frameworks, but also have deployments and CI/CD schedules that are independent of one another. So those are a couple examples of some of the projects our team helps big enterprises implement.
Awesome, awesome. That
Yeah,
sounds really
yeah,
great, and those are really great references.
yeah. They're
Um,
fun.
if a company decides to work with you, what is the lower bound in terms of people you are sending to them, and what is the upper bound? So what is the range?
So the lower bound of what we do is typically we'll put one of our upper level architects on their team for somewhere
Mhm,
between 2 to 5 months to help them plan out or design a path forward. And so
mhm,
this ends up being a short-term engagement where we get someone on the ground with them. We look at what they have, which takes a long time to fully understand. And then we help them have a more meaningful conversation on where do they want to go, what are their goals, how do they plan to get there, and then we help them design what that might looks like. So that's typically what the smaller end of what that looks like is 1 or 2 people on the ground. On the bigger
mhm,
end, if you have 1.5 million lines of code in a legacy framework and you need 20 engineers to get that migrated to something modern and you need it done in the next 70 weeks, you would call someone like us. We would throw 20 expert engineers at that project to get it migrated as quickly as possible. And that's one of the things about Hero Devs and Angular Architects that kind of makes us similar in that we don't really hire those junior and mid-level engineers, and it's not because we're trying to exclude them. We just get asked by our customers for a very different type of engineer. And so we end up um, almost exclusively working with seniors, principals, and architects across these projects. So those are kind of the lower and upper bounds of what we currently take on from our customers.
mhm. Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. That
Yeah.
were quite nice numbers.
Yeah. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of learning. I don't think there's one project where we haven't learned a ton on. Um, Even if you know more than anyone else, you still show up for a new job, and that new job's got more new things to learn. So yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Cool, yeah. Yeah, I think this is one of the advantages we have as consultants. We come around a lot, we see a lot, and this really helps us to grow. And this in turn helps us to help our customers.
Yeah, 100%.
Awesome. You told me before you can show us a bit of our office, or did I interrupt you before? Are there additional things you wanted to tell us before we see your office?
Um, so yeah, Hero Devs is in a rapid growth phase right now. We're growing extremely quickly. Um, there's we did a round of funding this year, which included a lot of growth, and we've got another round of funding coming before the end of the year. We've got some really fun partnerships that are developing as we speak. Um, on our product side where we support never-ending, we provide never-ending support for some famous open source libraries. The the first the first major open source library that we provided support for was AngularJS. And
Mhm.
1 second, hold on, 1 second. StreamYard started freaking out. StreamYard just
Okay.
started playing
So
some audio.
oh wow, wow, interesting. I still hear you and I don't hear any audio.
Yeah, it's just on my headphones. I can hear it. Anyway, that was weird.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So we're taking on funding. We're growing. The first product we released support for, never-ending support, was AngularJS, and the other we've released another product in the last few months, which was Vue 2 support.
Mhm.
So a lot like AngularJS and Angular, Vue 2 and Vue 3 have got a pretty big fracture in the API. And when a lot of people, when Vue 2 is end of life in December of 2023, HeroDevs is providing an enterprise supported version of Vue 2 for indefinite support for big companies who will have hundreds of developers still working on Vue 2 projects. They can work with someone like HeroDevs to keep that Vue 2 version supported. So, and over the next 12 months, HeroDevs will release a dozen new products that are end of life their frameworks that have reached end of life, and HeroDevs will be providing enterprise support for those products. So lots of news coming out in the next 12 months at HeroDevs.
Awesome.
Also, we were one of the few partners for NX Conf that happened a few weeks ago. Was very successful. NX is one of my favorite products in open source, and we were able to partner closely with the NX team, and even the hoodies had the NX and the HeroDevs logo on it. So lots of partnerships going around right now. So yeah.
Nice, nice. I'm also a huge fan of NX. It
Yeah.
really fills a gap, and it feels so natural for us Angular guys and or people in general, not only guys, because yeah, it feels like the Angular CLI, doesn't it? But it
Yeah.
has a lot of additional features.
Yeah, it really does. It really, really does. But they're doing it for everybody, not just for Angular, and even how they support the learner community is, I think, fantastic example of the open source nature in the NX team. So yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah. Well, do you wanna check out our online office and take a
Yeah,
look at
yeah,
our
I'm
team
looking
and
forward
see
to
how
it.
we work? All right. Have you ever used an app called GatherTown?
I think so. I think it's a virtual chat, isn't it?
Well, I remember a time in my life where I was in the office with my team every day, and Manfred, I could see you at your desk and I could see your headphones were on. So I could see you didn't want to be interrupted. You know what I'm saying? Or I could see you at your desk talking to another person and I could hear what you were talking about. Or maybe I could walk away because you were talking about something private. Well, HeroDevs uses GatherTown, which is an online office space, and it allows you to get a lot of that same type of communication with people online. And if you want me to, real quick, let's do a demo, and let me share my screen so you can get to see
Sure.
our office space. 1 second. Share my Gather screen. So
Here we go.
this right here, this is our online, the HeroDevs headquarters. So this is what our office looks like. And if you zoom in, this is me at my desk, and I can walk around, and I can go over to my neighbor's desk, and I can steal his go-kart and come back to my desk. But this is what an online office looks like. So anyone who walks into my desk area, as soon as they walk in, if I'm here at my desk, their camera and mic turns on, and so does mine, and we're immediately in a video call. So it makes it frictionless to have real-time communication with your teams. And at the risk of turning this into a Gather commercial, adding Gather to our remote team is one of the best innovations we've done. So I'm going to zoom out and kind of show you a little bit more wide of our team. So over here, you've got our marketing team, and I can see them having some conversations and some meetings. I can see two people over here having a meeting, and I know that I happen to know what they're talking about. Here's where our sales team sits. This is where our never-ending support team sits. HR and finance is over here. And if I jump on my cart, I'm actually going to drive to the bottom of the office. And our team that works with FINRA is over here. This is our Santander team down on the bottom. And everyone's kind of organized in the groups that they work in. We've got a lot of online meeting rooms around the outside. These desks right here are like spaces where if you sit in there, no one can interrupt you. So it's a true private place in our office. No one can even come and knock and talk to you. And then if I come over here, these are some more of our meeting rooms where you can regularly schedule our meetings. And there's even like a Google Calendar plugin. So when you get on a call or you have a scheduled meeting, everyone's character or everyone links to like this room up here. And when you click on it, your character will just walk over to that meeting room. And then down here, we have our big game hall where we can play blackjack or charades or code names or stuff like that. So anyway, yeah, this is our online office. Now, one of the things about our online office is we have town hall once a week, and this is our town hall room where everyone can kind of like sit here and talk, and we can have a big meeting with everybody. So yeah, this
Oh,
is
nice.
HeroDevs headquarters, man. What do you think about it?
I like it. I like it. I think this is really a great example for a company that takes remote work serious?
Yeah. Yeah, we're remote first. We have been since we started, but the pandemic didn't slow that down at all. If anything, it kept it going. And now we're at about 75 employees, and we're 100% remote. The office that I have, it's only for doing sales calls and stuff like that. Occasionally, we'll have like an executive meeting, but generally, hold on, someone's going to come talk to me. Hey, Aline, how's it going? Aline, how you doing?
Good.
Good. I'm in a call with
How are you?
Manfred. We're doing our tour of the office.
Oh, you're doing it.
I
so
don't
you don't
need
need
you,
me.
but you're awesome. Thank you for checking in on me.
You're welcome. Talk to you
Cheers,
later.
buddy.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Cool.
Yeah. So that's basically how it works. She just walks up to me, make our cameras both turned on, and then we have a conversation and she walks away. So yeah, it's really, really nice.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
If you haven't done something on Gather, I would recommend everyone with remote teams get on Gather ASAP. In fact, one interesting thing, I even have a couple of our meeting rooms just for our company lawyers, so that they can always have a place to come and find us and get a hold of us if they need to talk to us. So it's really, really nice, even for team members that aren't so integral to the team and they're only occasionally online. It's really, really nice to have an online office.
Cool. Like it. So thanks for showing us your office. This was a bit unexpected, but cool. I really value this. So I think the point is, if someone of you needs support with your project, just reach out to us. We are linking a form here in the bottom, so that you can reach out to us, and then we will talk with you about possibilities. So thanks, Aaron, for joining today. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to all of this, what we can accomplish together.
Same. Likewise. Thanks for inviting us, and thanks for partnering with us. Thanks for trusting in us enough to do this partnership.
Sure. See you around.